disappointing game for us, but I thought a well-played game by Cincinnati. You know, I give them credit. They came in, had some struggles. I thought they played some of the best basketball I had seen them play in scouting them thus far. I thought the young man Dylan Mitchell really, imposed his will in the game around the basket, finishing, lobs, making plays. I thought Day set the tone, in the first half. I think he had 18 points in the first half at the guard position. I think that kind of steadied those guys and gave them some confidence, knowing they could see the ball go in a lot. And I think they were able to carry that through most of the game.
Obviously you give credit to Cincinnati, but were you disappointed in the way your team played at times? You have some inbounds, turnovers, wide open buckets for them under the basket,
Definitely.
Uncontested, stuff like that?
Definitely. We have to defend better. We have first to start with the defensive end. We have to defend better. We gave up 56 points in the paint. That's not who we've been. We've only done that thing one time this year. And so we have to get back to understanding, what the priorities are defensively. And that's protecting our paint and understanding that guys need to be where they should be defensively. We know what our assignments are. We need to be where we're supposed to be. That's the attention to detail. And of course, they inbound the basketball versus their press. They were picking up full. They do something similar stuff that we do. And we turned the ball over. But we knew it was coming, so it wasn't like we weren't prepared. Spent 2 days going over it and making sure we set up our press break to know what we're supposed to do to get the ball in bounds. Like I said, give them credit for not allowing that to happen the way we wanted it to. But our guys knew exactly what we were supposed to do as far as getting the ball in bounds. So, attention, again, both sides of the ball, just the attention to detail has to be there. You can't be out there, loose or not as focused as you need to be on every possession. And I think in those two instances, whether it was giving up points in the paint and or, offensively, getting open, creating lead, understanding what we're running in the press break to make sure we have a short possession, that little lapse, and all of a sudden they can turn you over. They're long, they're athletic, they're physical, and so they're not making it comfortable for you, so you have to be able to fight through that.
Coach, you guys lose back-to-back home games. How disappointing is that you couldn't defend home court during this 2-game home stretch?
Very disappointing, very disappointing. We talked about that in the locker room after the game. Just very disappointed in the fact that, we've got to be better. We've got to be better, and we're capable of it. It's a long season, and this has been a tough stretch for us, right now, and we have to find a way to fight out of it, and that's the bottom line. There's no magic pill you can take. You got to fight your way out of it, and that's where we are. Everything we want is still in front of us that we can play for. Our biggest thing is we have to learn to fight out of these situations quicker. We have to figure out a way, we have to find a way to win, whether it's ugly on defense, whether it's offense. The bottom line is you have to find a way to get the job done, and we just didn't find a way to get the job done tonight.
Coach, it seemed like when Mustafa was in drop coverage or coming out to help, they were just exploiting him down low. What were you seeing from their actions that maybe you just couldn't adjust to tonight?
Well, they have really good guards. Day is very good off of ball screens, and so is Jizzle James. So both of those guys are very good. They got strong, stocky bodies. They can get you on the hip. They can kind of move you around, within the screening situation on ball screens. They know what they're doing, and they have experience. And so, it starts there. We had different coverages, as you said, to mix it up, just so that they didn't get used to one defense, because those guards they're accomplished. They've seen a lot. And so there are things that we did I thought at times were good, and there were other things I thought, we didn't do as well. Like our rotations off of the ball screen where guys were supposed to be off the ball screen guys, not the guys involved in the ball screen. Some of the guys weren't in the right positions where they needed to be, where we wanted them to be, in order to absorb some of the penetration. And so things like that is stuff we have to shore up.
Coach, you brought up how they were able to get 56 in the paint. Was it more them taking advantage of you guys defensively, or was it more you guys not being prepared defensively for that?
I think we had a really good game plan. We were prepared for it. I think it was more or less, we got to understand at some point in time, defense comes, defense is as much heart as it is anything else. It's your heart's in it to get stops, pride in your team defense, making sure teams don't score consistently against you. It starts with that. We got to get our heart and we got to get our mindset back to how we guard, understanding that it has to hurt you to be scored on. If it doesn't hurt you to be scored on, you'll give up 93 points. If it hurts you to be scored on, every time you get out on defensive possession, you're going to dig in because you don't want that feeling of somebody scoring on you. So we have to start with that. That mindset is where we have to start with, and we build out everything else from that.
Coach, how do you feel having a bright spot like Mustafa on your team?
Well, Mustafa's been terrific. He's just a young player. He's developing and growing, and he's involved in some of these situations because he's just young, and they know he's young. And so they're putting him in situations where he has to make, multiple effort plays. He has to be, guarding ball screens different ways and different coverages. A player is doing that for the first time at this level. So for his, it's just a function of he's learning and gaining experiences every time he's on the floor. He's only going to continue to have a better feel for how to guard in some of these situations because he's out there learning it on the job, So, I'm excited about his overall growth and development. I've watched him improve from day one to now immensely, and I think he's going to continue to grow. His basketball is still ahead of him, so it's a function of just continuing to work, learning from these examples like a game like this, okay, the coverages and what did I do. Those things he's going to continue to get better at because, he wants to be great.
Time for a few more.
Wes Miller was very critical of Cincinnati's effort against West Virginia over the weekend. Did you feel from your perspective that they were hungry or they wanted or needed this game more than your team did?
I don't think they came to the game wanting or needing anymore. I think we opened up about a 6 or 7 point lead in the first half, and then we turned it over a few times. I thought we took a few really bad shots, and that gave them some momentum coming back, in the second half. So we came out ready to compete. I thought they continued it through the whole 40 minutes. I thought they were pretty relentless at what they were doing. Those kids, they got confident. They had confidence seeing the ball go in, and that's the nature of this game. When that happens, you have to do something to cut that off, and we just did not cut that off tonight. We didn't stop them and make them uncomfortable enough, and that's typically what we do defensively, is we make you uncomfortable by how we guard. And I thought they were comfortable, through a good portion of the night.
Coach, your team dominated on offensive rebounds, 7-7 there, but that translated into only a 3-point difference in terms of second chance points. Just what were you noticing in those situations tonight?
I thought we did a good job of hustling and, trying to make extra plays for our team. That's hence the 17 offensive rebounds. But again, they're very long and physical, so we were able to get the rebound, but then scoring the basketball with Bandango under there, with Dylan Mitchell under there, and some of their 6'7", 6'8" wings under there, it's not going to be a clear shot at the basket more than likely. And if you throw it out, they have, long guards and guys that can cover ground out there too. So I think we didn't get a lot of, second chance points in large part because of them. I thought we did a great job of rebounding it, but, we didn't have clear shots after we got the rebound. We didn't have clear angles at the basket to finish. And when we threw it out, I think we got 1 or 2. I think DJ may have got 1 or 2 good looks. Other than that, they were contested.
Cincinnati's been booed at home. You guys got it tonight. Do you coaches compare stories? Do you think people maybe don't appreciate how brutal this league is with any game? There's no cupcakes.
No, absolutely. There's definitely, it's an amazing conference. It's every game is like an NCAA tournament game. I spent my life playing this game, and that's what you feel when you're playing each one of these conference games. And it's a great feeling because you like to compete, and we love to compete. And, our crowd, disappointed. I'm disappointed. We all are. We have to be better. I'm a no excuse guy. Our crowd and our fans have been amazing. They've been giving us a lot of support. I don't think we even be in a position to win if it hadn't been for them being a part of what we're doing. So absolutely, we have to perform better in front of our guys, our crowd, our fans, our student section. We believe in them, they believe in us, and so yeah, disappointing. And so if you hear something like that, my mind is on our team, so I didn't really hear anything. But if you do, it comes from a place of because they care.
Last two.
Coach, UCF just couldn't really get steals tonight. It's the lowest steals number you guys have put up since the Houston game. Was it what Cincinnati was doing right, or was it something that you saw?
Well, there's a few things. One, they have good guards. They have guards that are, really good with the basketball. It's hard to turn those guys. Those guys are really accomplished, like I said before. They're shifty, they're crafty with the basketball, so it's, hard to turn them over in that regard. And, what we're doing with our defensive schemes. And so it starts there. And then we have to be, for us, we have to find ways to be more active and more creative in what we're doing, to help our guys. And that's where we come in as far as, okay, we have multiple different presses that we use. And, okay, which press works best? Which press, speeds them up? Or which press, can create more turnovers? But those guards tonight, they were very good. They got a lot of confidence early, and they handled the pressure really well.
Coach Dede gets you guys for 18 in the first half. Jizzle gets you for 11 in the second. What was really working there for those guards to get going to kind of allow things to open up for Cincinnati?
I thought getting in the paint. Was what kind of got them open. They both are good mid-range players. They were able to get to the mid-range area. They can knock down shots, and they both accomplished finishers at the basket. So if they get all the way there, and if we don't have rim protection, they'll make a play at the basket.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks.